You're listening to The Lyndia Grant Show. Think on these things with Lyndia Grant.
Well, good evening, Radio 1 listeners. Thank you for tuning in to The Lyndia Grant Show. We are here every Friday here on Spirit 1340 WYCB. And now I'm going to go to my guest, Dr. Julianne Malvo. She is an economist, a PhD economist, and she's going to talk politics. And in the second half, it's exciting. We're going to talk to Zeke, the ringmaster for Soul Circus, Universal Soul Circus. That's the black circus that's been around for 31 years. It's going to be over at the Baltimore Hub. No, it's not Baltimore yet. It's going to be at Fort Washington. So it's going to be there this Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Now let's go to Dr. Julianne Malvo. How are you today, Dr. J?
I am great, blessed, and highly favored. It's a beautiful day, although it's a crazy week, as you know, but it's a beautiful day, so I'm doing well.
Good, good. What we heard it, but tell us a
I'm gonna just jump right in.
summation.
Well, let's first of all talk about data and how data is developed and why this man who doesn't know anything is creating havoc not only in the United States but in the world. On Friday, August 1st, the labor reports did not meet expectations. We thought we would have generated more jobs. In fact, every other month, frankly, all the time, you're adjusting labor market data because you're getting data from all over the place, from over like 150,000 sources. And you're going, so the Department of Labor sends a note to employers, like let's say Coca-Cola, or maybe to Julianne Malvo Enterprises. So how many employees do you have? And you write back. Now, Coca-Cola has more resources than Julianne Malvo Enterprises. So it might take me a little longer to get back. So that's why they're constantly adjusting this data over a 2 to 3 month period. So Dr. Erica McIntarfer was the commissioner of labor statistics appointed by President Biden, and had been in the job for a very short time, a little over a year. An excellent economist. I don't know her personally, but she knows a lot of my friends. She is not partisan at all. She's about one of the most, and the Bureau of Labor Statistics is about one of the most, I won't say boring, but it's just straightforward. And anyway, he fired her because he didn't like the numbers. Now, what were the numbers that he didn't like? He didn't like the fact that we didn't create enough jobs. At the face of it, everything looked okay. In fact, everything was level. The unemployment rate stayed at maybe went up from 4.2 to 4.3. Employment population ratio, every piece of data was on point from last month, except for one that nobody talked about, Lyndia. Black women took it in the teeth in the month of July. In the month of July, Black women's labor force participation rate dropped. It was 59% at the beginning of July of 24. Now it's at 57. That's a significant drop. Any other group, white men, white women, they're just dropped by like 0.1%, 0.1.
Right.
Ours dropped by 2 plus. That's serious, but nobody's talking about it. And it really is troublesome to me, especially in light of what the new commissioner of labor statistics can do. So you can play with statistics. There's a long history of BLS. One of my colleagues called it one of the most reliable data agencies in the world. But that man wants to fool with that. And what's the problem with that? The problem with that is that when you have unreliable data, you can't make good decisions. So a good friend who is the head of the Economic Policy Institute, Heidi Sherholtz, said, having bad data is like trying to drive a car while you're blindfolded. In other words, you don't know what's going on.
Right.
But see, this man is trying to manage the whole economy blindfolded. So basically, this one move he made depends on what happens. Many people, including the Washington Post, feel like the Commissioner of Labor Statistics should simply be an independent. But many, he wants everything to be partisan. He wants sycophants. He wants people to kiss his hind parts. He wants to tell people what to do. So this is not only a problem in the United States, it's an international problem. people make decisions about what's going on based on these numbers. And if the numbers are wrong, then you have a problem. But see, he's pulling a tantrum because he didn't like the numbers and he picked on this woman uh, basically to make his point. It's wrong. Meanwhile, the tariff wars continue, and we know the tariff wars continue. And he was supposed to do everything by last week, Friday. Now he pushed it back and says, well, he'll wait until yesterday, August 7th. He'll wait until Thursday, August 7th before he does anything. What does that do? It just increases the amount of uncertainty that exists in the economy. Not
Mm-hmm.
only that, I mean, some of these tariffs that he wants to impose are huge. Over 60 countries still don't know what their tariff rate will be. He said that
Mm-hmm.
going one by one, but he says he'll figure it out by supposedly Thursday. I didn't laugh. I didn't laugh. India will get tariffs starting at 25%. Um, Canada, our close ally historically, 35%. He claims that these tariffs will bring $3 trillion, or they'll bring a lot of money into the United States, and they'll cause countries to treat us with more respect. I don't think so. Everybody's laughing at us, but they're laughing with tears coming down their faces because they know that this is going to be catastrophic for many countries. Now, some other countries, smaller countries, won't have many tariffs. I think, you know, but then, yeah, and the baseline for everyone is 10%. But this is a hot mess.
Mm-hmm.
Now, on top of the hot mess, what we have is a continuing feud that the president has with Federal Reserve Chair uh, Jerome Powell. He said he talked a lot of smack about Jerome Powell. He expected that Powell would lower interest rates, and Powell did not. They kept the interest rates at the same level. Two governors of the Fed basically did not did not agree with Powell, but that's not unusual. They are very rarely unanimous. But one woman, that she was not one of the dissenters. She's a professor, I believe, at Georgetown. She just decided, I'm gonna get my hat up out of here. Too much mess. That's not what she said. She said she was gonna go back to teaching. And good for her because, like I said, there's just too much confusion. So the economy is just extremely unstable. Now I will pivot over to politics. Um, I will pivot over to politics to talk about Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Greg Abbott, governor of Texas, wants to create five new seats. In other words, he really wants to gerrymander basically black and brown Democrats out of their seat. One of the ones they're after, you're not surprised to know, is Jasmine Crockett.
Oh yeah.
But there are many others. So they they would put more Democrats and Republican seat in Republican districts diluted so that they could get extra seats is what they want to do. And right now, I believe it's 50 members of the Texas State House have said, "Oh hell no!" So they left the state as opposed to so they denied the majority the quorum. They can't take a vote without a quorum, so they left. But now Abbott has said that they are going to arrest everybody if they can find them. Many of them are in Illinois, some of them are in other states. They're going to arrest them and they're going to charge them $500 a day for every day that they don't show up. In addition, he says they will charge them with bribery if they take money from their campaign funds or anywhere else to pay the
Right.
$500 a day. So this is really California and New York have said, okay, I'm time enough for you. Bring it. We got something too. And those are more democratic states. But this is a gerrymandering war that cannot take us anywhere positive, Lyndia. I mean, you
Yes.
just go tat to tit for tat. How much more time do I have?
Think you about there. Says about 1 minute probably.
Well, let's just talk for one quick minute then about the war on universities. In
Mm-hmm.
our area, two things happened. At George Mason University, where Gregory Washington, the first black leader of GW of George Mason rather, um, he went in with his fist balled up and his team ready for the board of visitors who got a vote of no confidence. This hardly ever happens, but he survived. He came out of there with a raise, little bitty raise, 1.5%, but a raise nonetheless. On the other hand, in at the University of Virginia, the president resigned. Other schools have been folding. Columbia University agreed to a $400 million fine. Brown University agreed to 50 million, but it wasn't a fine. They agreed to put some money in workforce development. That's not a bad thing. They're going after UCLA. Ain't gonna turn out right. California is not fooling with that man and the Department of Education. But it has been a busy week, and the economy is on shaky ground, quite frankly. And firing the commissioner of state labor statistics was a very bad move. That's it for me today.
All right. Well, thank you. You helped us to understand about the economy. That was good. Thank you for that, Dr. Julian.
Anytime. Take care.
All right. We go to our commercial break, and we'll be back in a moment.
If it wasn't for my care coach at AmeriHealth, I probably wouldn't be so healthy right now. As a man, we don't get checkups or see a doctor regularly anyways. It's probably just a man thing because none of my partners go either. We know we should, but we just don't, and hope it works out.
So what changed for you?
AmeriHealth assigned me a care coach, somebody that gives one-on-one help, answer questions, explain things, and help set my appointments. She also helped me understand what having high blood pressure really means and ways to manage it so it doesn't kill me. It ain't nothing to play with. If you're a member of AmeriHealth, ask for a care coach. I'm glad I got mine.
At AmeriHealth, if you need a care coach, you can have one. Just call us at 1-877-759-6224 to get connected. 1-877-759-6224. This program is funded in part by the government of the District of Columbia Department of Healthcare Finance. Mayor Muriel Bowser.
Washington and former religion columnist Lyndia Grant.
Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat on a segregated Montgomery bus. In lectures on brotherhood, Ms. Parks often said, "People always say that I didn't give up my seat because I was tired. But that wasn't true. I was not tired physically. I was not old. I was 42. No, the only tired I was tired of giving in." Driven out of Montgomery by harassment and death threats, Detroit, Michigan became her new home. Rosa Parks will always be remembered as the mother of the civil rights movement. Raised in the AME church, she once said, "I remember finding such comfort and peace while reading the Bible."
Read more in the religion column of the Washington Informer, an award-winning African-American newspaper. We don't report crime or gossip, just positive news. Pick up the Washington Informer or visit us online at washingtoninformer.com. Call 202-561-4100 for more information.
This is Frank Smith with the African American Civil War Museum in Washington, D.C., located at 1925 Vermont Avenue Northwest on the Green Line. Did you know that a recent study found that children who visit museums do better in school and in life than children who do not? So parents, teachers, and preachers, let's get moving. I promise you, if you bring your children to the African American Civil War Museum, they will be inspired by the images that they see. They will be impressed by our living history reenactors who are always available, and they will be involved in our scavenger hunt that takes them throughout our exhibit. That's the African American Civil War Museum, 1925 Vermont Avenue. Our hours are 10 to 6:30 on weekdays, 12 to 4 on Saturdays and Sundays. See it. Be inspired.
Well, thank you for tuning in to the Lyndia Grant Show. We are back for our second half. We have a special guest with us today. He is the ringmaster, Xander Charles, and they're known as Zeke. He has been the voice and heart of Universal Soul Circus for more than 3 decades. He is a master of ceremonies who brings faith, fun, and fire to the big top every night. Please welcome longtime ringmaster and crowd favorite, Zeke. He's joining us as Universal Soul wraps up its final weekend at National Harbor at the edge of Washington, D.C. Then they're going to go to Baltimore. Welcome to the show, Zeke.
Thank you. God is good all the time, and all the time, God is good.
Amen.
Praise be. Thank you, Lydia. Thank you, Lydia.
Amen. Yes, so glad to have you here with us. Zeke, let's talk. We have 4 or 5 questions your PR people thought it would help get the word out. You've been with Universal Soul since the very beginning. What keeps the show and your spirit going so strong all the time, Zeke?
Well, let's start out like this. For those that don't know about the Universal Circus, I'm going to give you a little history of it. It started back in 1992 1992 was the concept. 1994 is when we actually flagged it up. It was started by a gentleman by the name of Mr. Cedric Walker, and he had a vision of taking your traditional style circus and putting a little soul flavor to it. You know, anything us Black culture we touch, we take it to another level. And he was a great promoter back in Atlanta, Georgia, doing concerts and promoted plays. And he noticed in the audience that there were families coming out, you know, grandmama, grandkids, and mama, daughter, son. So he realized that there was a capture audience that was coming out to theater, and theater was the mecca of entertainment. And he decided to take that twist and take your traditional style circus and put another soul flavor to it. And voila, here we are 31 years later.
Wow. And that is so fantastic. Well, the show
Yes.
blends culture, music, movement, and a real sense of faith and purpose in a powerful way. What message does Universal Soul hope to share with audiences through all of that energy and celebration?
The message that I would say, basically, especially for the kids, is that, as I said, it started with a dream that Mr. Cedric Walker had. And no matter what your dream is, you can achieve it with hard work and dedication. And we are a prime example that if you have the faith and the belief that you can do it, we show people of color that you can do all things. And for the little girls and boys, if you look out there and see a reflection of you in that ring, you know that one day you could also be in that space. So we inspire them that no matter what your color is, no matter what your situation is, you know, with hard work and dedication, you too can be center ring, having fun, bringing joy and laughter to people. They say when you love what you do and do what you love, it's not work anymore.
All
It's
right.
enjoyment.
Zeke, tell the listeners about how many people will be in the ring all at once, putting on the show at the same time.
Well, no, not all at once. We have about 12 different acts, which encounter about 5 different continents. With our
Mm-hmm.
owner and founder, Mr. Cedric Walker, along with our wonderful producer, Miss Denise Howard, they go around the world seeking out some of the most unique talent that you could have. This year, we have talent from Cuba, we have talent from Russia, we have talent from Ethiopia, from Guinea, from South Africa, the Caribbean islands, all of the islands, Trinidad, Tobago, Jamaica, the Dominican Republic. We go to South America, and of course, the good old USA. They go around the world seeking out some unique talent, putting our cultural music to it, Afro beats, classics, jazz, Caribbean, and we just, between the light and the sound show, I mean, we turn it out. It's like going to church. And speaking
Oh,
of church, we also have a spiritual aspect. We end the show on a spiritual level, you know, giving praise to the Most High.
okay. And it's a show on Saturdays or Sundays or both?
No, we basically do Thursday through Sunday. We have a show Thursday night, Friday night. We do 3 on Saturdays, 12, 3:30, and 7 o'clock. Then we come back and we do 3 on Sundays, which is 12, 3 o'clock, and 6:30. So that's about 8 shows a week we do. Before the pandemic, we used to do Tuesday through Sunday, but after the pandemic came, and we was down for the 2 years, but we are back. We hyped it up, and we just doing what we do, bringing joy and laughter and connecting generations and generations of people.
Well, you all are a group that gives back to the community. Tell us a little bit about how Universal Soul gives back to the needy and to the community.
Yes, we love performing for our families around the country, and but we have a thing what we call family open house, where we do free shows for the homeless and the needy, and we connect with different community organizations, and we provide free tickets to our show so they could provide for those that are in need that's less fortunate. And we do a free show for them. They could come in, and we have organizations that donate the concession food, toys, stuff like that. And they come in and just unwind for 2.5 hours, leave your problems and worries at the door. And, they too, well, we appreciate it. We stay connected to the community because they are the pulse of what we do. Without them, there would be no us.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well,
We're
tell us.
also,
Go
okay,
ahead.
not cutting you off. And then Atlanta, Georgia, we have a thing we call Hosea Feed the Hungry, where we involve the school unit. We have a competition where whoever raised the most canned goods or perishable goods, whoever raised the most canned goods for our homeless shelters, they also win free tickets. So the whole school can get to come out and see a free show. And that's one way of also giving back. And we're teaching the kids about how to you work in unison, how to work all together, and you get rewarded for the hard work and effort that you do.
Wow, that is so good. You gave the people a little bit about what they can expect this weekend, but do you have anything new that maybe somebody who's been, especially though, yeah, who never been to the circus before, tell them what Soul Circus is going to be like.
Okay, Soul Circus, so I call it, we are the most interactive show that you have. You, are audience member, we have you, just like go to church where this, preacher say one thing and then you counter back to him another thing. But we have a
Uh-huh.
thing we call, when I say big top, you say circus. We have a Simon Says where we get you involved. You're getting up out of your seats, participating with us. We have soul karaoke, where it's like you lip syncing. We'll find an old school person, a new school person, and a young person, and we will lip sync to a famous record that everybody basically know. So it's like what we call a sing along. We have that. We have new acts, like I say, from around the world. This year, we have the hoop divers from Ethiopia. These are our African brothers that do things through hoops. These big rings that they stack up on each other, and they flip, twisting, and bouncing over each other like of that. We have an aerial act where we got Mongolian performers where they go up in the air and they spin around on this little circle hoop, and it's hanging up in there about 60 feet up in the air. They have that. We have our motorcycle daredevils. We have our Caribbean stilt walkers and Caribbean dancers. As I say, we incorporate 5 different of the islands. We put them all together and we mix it. We blend that up and we give them that Caribbean style music. We've got giant puppeteers, all of them in the ring, coordinate all the choreography, dancing together. We have our Ethiopian pole act, brothers from Ethiopia. They go up on this 25, 35 feet pole, and this girl, she's spinning around on the top of that pole, just hanging by her neck. We have that. I mean, it is exciting. We have the Wheel of Death, where these go to Colombia, South America, and we have the Colombia brothers. They're in the wheel, out the wheel, doing flips on top of the wheel. It's like a hamster wheel, like it's 2 of them connected together, and that's spinning around. We have that. We have our favorite, kids' favorite, Fresh the Clown. These are hip hop clowns that keep up with the latest dance and the latest kids records and the latest TikTok, phenomenon that's going on. The kids go crazy when they come out. We have um we have a female ringmaster also. I'm not the only ringmaster. We have a female ringmaster. Her name is Zakita. She's also our limbo queen. She goes under a line of fire on the ground about maybe 12 inches off the ground. She limbos under that. You know how we used to limbo under the broomstick. Now
Yeah.
she limbos under a pole that's elevated about a foot off of the ground. She's known for that, and she also serves as a as a ringmaster, female ringmaster, showing the girls that you could also be a ringmaster. It's not just a male thing; it also could be a female thing.
Zeke, tell the people where they can get tickets and how much are tickets.
Well, if they go, the tickets are different prices depending where you're sitting at and what days or what specials we have going on. But you could come to universalcircus.com, or you go to Ticketmaster, or if you want to save that service charge, everybody, we love that hookup. If you want that service charge, if you want to save that service charge, come to our box office at the tent on location, National Harbor. Come to the location of the tent. You'll see our big trailer that we have. It's wrapped as a box office. It's the box office. You could come there. It's basically open Tuesday through Sunday. We close on Mondays, give the guys a break. They're open Tuesday through Monday, basically from like 10 o'clock in the morning till maybe 6 or 7 in the evening. And then, of course, every show day we'll open up until maybe after the show starts.
That's
the Ticketmaster.
All right. Well, that does it then for us. I tell you, give the people your last invite. I know that they're looking forward to it. I'm certainly going to make sure I get the copy of this show out to everybody. It's going to be on Friday, but we'll have a copy of it out even earlier.
Okay, we got you. No, but just like I say, we appreciate our fans. They've been supporting us for 31 years. And as I say, we got generations. I've been there 31 years, and I remember when they was kids. Now they bringing their kids, or they were adults. Now they bringing their grandkids. So I've seen it for 4 or 5 generations, and every year, it amazes me. I don't know how I lasted 31 years, but to see them smiles on the families and for them to come in there and have fun. And like I said, it's something with all generations, or bring a date out. You don't need kids. Come on out and,
come
bring
out
a date
anyway.
out there. Yeah, we've had weddings up in there. We've had engagements up in there. We've had birthday parties up in there. I mean, it's stuff that's connected to the family.
Very
family
good.
oriented. Yes.
All right, then. Well, that does it for us today, Zeke. I want to encourage everybody to come out to Universal Soul. It's going to be at the National Harbor, and I think he said then they're going to Baltimore. But this is your last weekend.
Yes, it is. This is the last weekend. Like I said, don't procrastinate, don't hesitate, don't hear about it. Come on and be about it. It's hard to explain it. You really got to be in there to see the atmosphere of the lights, the sounds, the unity, the folks partying. It's a righteous party, and we come in there and we have fun. And don't forget, we also have a spiritual aspect of it where we end our show with a gospel finale, and that is powerful. I mean, it gives me chills every time I get to see it.
All right. Well, we thank you for being our guest today, Zeke. And we pray that everybody will come out and enjoy Universal Soul. I've always heard about it so long ago, and it is exciting. So thank you for being our guest.
And thank you. And thank you all for the support. Radio 1, we love you.
All right.
Peace.
We love you too. All right. That does it for the Lyndia Grant Show. We're going to come back to you again with another exciting show next week. Good day.
Thank you for listening to the Lyndia Grant Show. Think on these things with your host, Lyndia Grant.